Cambridge Breakfast with Julian Clover and Lucy Malazzo. Cambridge 105 Radio.
8:32, The Shadows is a series of 3 plays that take you to a darker, haunted side to Cambridge, performed by the Right On group. Richard McNally is from Right On. He joins us now. Morning to you, Richard.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show.
Good morning.
Yeah, very welcome.
Very welcome.
So these plays are all by local writers. What was the commissioning process that they had to go through?
So back in May, we put out a call for writers to participate in the project, telling them that it was going to be a development process where they would be taught all about the art of writing horror. And then all of them would write their own pieces. We had 17 writers who participated, who all wrote their own short, scary stories. And then there was a small panel of people who then selected 3 of the best out of that group to then go into the actual show that we put on at the Corpus Playroom.
Right, so you had 17 to choose from. You've selected 3. Tell us a little bit about the 3 writers.
So the first play is called Acquisition, and it's written by Sarah Jane Arbery. And the second play is called The Chamber, and it's written by Matt Wilkinson. And the third play is called Drive, and it's written by Lee Chambers, who is one of your own.
She is.
Cambridge 105 presenter.
And could you tell us a little bit about each of the plays as well? Are they all linked together, or are they all 3 separate plays?
They are 3 separate standalone stories. Previously, I've done collaborative playwriting projects where we've connected all the stories, and it was quite a challenge. So I was quite pleased this time that they're 3 standalone stories. That's much easier. So Acquisition is set in the Fitzwilliam Museum and is based on a real ghost story that happened there.
Ooh!
Yeah. And it's about a new exhibit that the Fitzwilliam Museum has got in, and that's set in 2003. The Chamber is set in a secret underground chamber beneath St John's College. And Drive by Lee Chambers is about a woman who has quite a horrific experience that goes on to haunt her. It's very hard to talk about the 3 plays without giving spoilers.
Giving too much away. No, that's good. That's absolutely fine. So they're all set in Cambridge, which actually makes it quite fun for the audience, doesn't it?
Well, was it important to have the plays actually set here?
Yeah, I think it's good to have some local flair to it, really. And I think that's something that will make the show more unique for an audience. I think one of the special things that Right On does is that every project we do is original writing. And I feel like one of the advantages of going to see original writing is that it can be tailored more to your local area. And I think if each of the stories we did could have been set anywhere in the world, it might not feel like you're witnessing something unique and new. So, yeah, I think that was the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I was just thinking, there's the Fitzwilliam Museum, which, oh my God, you're telling me now is haunted. So that's wonderful. And the Chamber does sound kind of spooky, the haunted chamber underneath St John's College. Whatever's going on with Lee here, we will find out. And it's all going to be, as the audience, we're going to be in the Corpus Christi Playhouse, which I've been to once before. This is the very small, it's very intimate, isn't it? Is that the one I'm thinking about? And so actually that in itself also lends itself, I imagine, to 3 ghosty kind of stories. Like, I went once to see The Woman in Black and literally jumped out of my chair at certain points. How do you do that? Like, how do you create that kind of spooky feel while you're there, for the audience?
Yeah, as you say, first of all, the choice of venue is already going to be setting them off down a path of being scared, because Corpus Playroom is very old and strange. It's L-shaped, and it can only hold 80 people, so it's very, very intimate. The actors will be right there in front of you, beside you, and that intimacy is going to be the first thing that I think will set people off being scared. And then it's all about setting the atmosphere as well. And I hope that we can set the atmosphere before the show even starts.
Oh, okay. Oh, how do you do that? Is it like little smoky machines? Do you have little what's the box of tricks to create a spooky atmosphere without ruining the magic, though, Richard? I'm not asking for too much.
Certainly music. We've picked some music that I think will get people fearful as they're coming in and taking a seat, and keeping the lighting low as people arrive as well. There's certainly lots of things that I wanted to do, like having people in the alleyway as you arrive who are going to scare you.
Oh, God.
But, I can reassure you, you're going to be safe when you're in the alley, but I can't promise you'll be safe when you get into the theatre.
I think there's something about dramas, particularly they're set in Cambridge, dramas that are just a tiny bit, but not very far away from reality, that just lends themselves to give you that little extra chill.
Oh, yeah, and that's certainly true of Lee's, the one that I have given the least away about. It's not in a traditional scary setting. It's set in a motel, I can tell you that.
I've been in some motels which have been pretty scary.
all motels have a spooky vibe to them, actually.
Never go in the shower. That's my motto.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Psycho certainly made motels pretty scary. But, Drive, I would say, is the one that's probably closest to reality, certainly initially, but I would say it's potentially the scariest of the three. So Lee's done a great job of starting somewhere quite mundane but taking you somewhere very horrific.
Oh, God. Okay, so on the scaremometer, where are we placing? Like, how jittery am I going to be? Because I'm quite a jittery person anyway. I'm actually going to be sat next to somebody who's even more jittery than me. What is the probability factor here that we are going to be shrieking and jumping out of our seat? Or is it a bit more, a bit more subtle? I'm kind of hoping for subtle.
It's quite subtle. There aren't that many jump scares. If you're not into jump scares, thankfully, there aren't that many. Good. It is hard for me to say whether it's scary as someone who's read the scripts and been in every rehearsal, but I can tell you that particularly with Lee's, even though I've directed it and we've been rehearsing it for ages, I am squirming in my seat when I'm watching it. And I think that all three of them have got a lot to offer in terms of being scared.
Well, go on, sorry.
I would say on a scareometer, 7 to 8.
Okay, that's high. That's good. Great, cool. So stiff drinks in order after the play. Really looking forward to going ahead to it. Tell us, are there tickets available? When's the running dates? And can people get tickets and how?
So it starts a week from today on Tuesday, the 7th of December, and runs until Saturday. It starts at 7 o'clock and will be finished about 8:30. And tickets cost between £7.50 and £9, and you can buy them from the ADC Theatre website, adctheatre.com/shadows.
Brilliant stuff.
Beware on the Thursday. Yeah, there's a group of us going down, I think on the Thursday, isn't it? Which we're going down to give support, not just to Lee, but to the other two writers, of course, as well. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I like a play at the Corpus, but I think that L shape just makes it such an intimate venue. Richard, thank you so much for joining us this morning to tell us about the Shadows at the Corpus Playroom next week. Richard McNally from Right On. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.